Hey, hi friends. Welcome to the journey of the data science. And of course, this particular channel helps you to venture your careers in the data engineering, data science, or machine learning engineer, all these kind of the roles. Before starting the journey, let me explain about my eligibility to teach you because for the understanding of this particular journey. Okay, just I researched on the data science roles and as well as what exactly the industry is looking for, so that which really uh, helps you people to crack the interviews and as well as to venture your career in a best way. And of course, this is Dr. Uma Pawan, and I am working for one biggest MNC as a data scientist. And my journey started long 2 decades back. I worked as a data warehousing engineer, and as well as then I moved to this machine learning, big data, Hadoop, and Spark developments. And I closely work with the people of statisticians, subject matter experts, and all these kind of the people. And my current role, okay, in my current role, I act as a data scientist, okay, who really and closely work with various kinds of the people, like statisticians, subject matter expert, data engineers, data analyst, data scientist, and all. And apart from that, I closely work with the cloud engineers as well for the deployment sake. So with this experience, definitely I can guide you in a best way. And who are all can watch these videos, and who are all can get benefited from this particular approach is, of course, first always learners. Maybe learners, I mean to say, need not be student always. Maybe the students of BTech, MTech, that is one category for the sake of their subjects in data science, machine learning, and data analytics, all these kind of category people, where students can directly learn these particular aspects, which really helps them to crack the interviews and as well as to venture their career as a data scientist or data analyst or machine learning engineer. I'll tell you the journey, friends. Okay, to become a data scientist, what exactly the required things, or else to want to become a data analyst, which are all the tools required and how much efforts you need to put. And that is about the BTech, MTech students. And second category of the students may be BSc, BCA, or who want to venture their career into as junior data scientist or data analyst, because now few companies are really taking the degree people as well. As I said, BSc computers, BCA, all these people. Okay, you may venture, but only the point is, on par with the engineering and these kind of the professional students. Of course, you also now everybody having the same kind of the opportunities. Okay, no matter whether tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 colleges, all MNCs are opening up for the opportunities. And of course, there is no specific D bar for tier 2 or tier 3. It is all you need to project yourself in a proper way. Okay, that also I'll cover. However, how to increase your visibility and how do you manage that particular thing. And this is the second category of the learners. Third category, of course, who are all just started their career as a software developer or DevOps engineer, etc., but they are very curious to understand what's happening in the machine learning or generative AI, prompt engineering. Now we are talking about the large language models, all these kind of aspects, so that they can also cross platform and support their teams, and slowly gradually they can also become a data scientist or data engineer. That is another approach, another set of the audience I am targeting for. And mid-level members, mid-level developers who want to venture their career, who want to move as a data scientist or data engineer. For them, the kind of the inputs I'll be giving in terms of interview preparation and all the concepts required. And thereafter, the most senior members, Okay, for them coding may not be required, but still they need to understand the jargon, technical jargon, and the kind of the approach okay we follow as a head. Suppose a senior member who knows the technicalities of that particular project can guide the team in a better way, so that all set of the people, as I said, BTech MTech students or BSc BCA kind of the audience, or the people who just started their career as a developers, or else who want to cross platform, or who want to venture their career as a data scientist or data engineer, no matter whether junior, senior, or whatever. For one thing, friends, here if you consider uh, uh, whoever having the commitment and whoever having the zeal of learning can learn anything in that way. So but why I am saying these categories of the people is, there should be some order and border, no? Obviously, sometimes you may feel whether I am able to crack the interviews, whether I am suitable for this particular roles. It is only decided by you, friends, actually, whether you are able to spend some quality time and all these things. Definitely I'll help you in that genre, and just you okay, through messaging, or you can contact me if you need any additional support or material or inputs. Definitely we'll do that. So in this launching session, I want to understand. Okay, I want to understand. Suppose as a learner, for example, if I am seeing me as a learner or seeing me as a client, what exactly my expectation, or how do I need to prepare for the roles of the data science or data engineering, and what exactly the industry is looking for, so that I manage some set of the question and answer kind of thing, friends. And just is a kind of the conversation. Assume that I am talking with you, maybe you are asking the questions, and just you are asking me as what the industry really wants from data scientist, and what is the must know before you begin. Just if you are asking me that question, my answer is, friends, everyone's talking about data science, of course, but here is what no one tells, that 90% of the beginners focus on the wrong things. Obviously, the real question is, what does the industry actually want? If you are serious about a career in data science, this video will definitely save your years of confusion, because as a industry person, it is my responsibility. Now you are seeing, friends, everywhere there is a ambiguity, volatility, and uncertainty. Okay, so no problem. Just we need to find out the opportunity from the challenges. Generally, how big the problem is, and if you are able to solve that particular problem, obviously you will get the more benefits. So that is how we need to see the things. So now it's not just about the models. Okay, you might have heard about the machine learning model, algorithms, okay, data set, train set, test set. All these things I will be covering in the subsequent topics, friends. Don't worry about that. So, but for the sake of the understanding, because this we starting as a launching session, just what I am trying to do is to convey you, okay, to give you the kind of the expectation from the industry. Companies are not hiring you to build fancy models, they are hiring you to solve business problems using data. And the mindset shift from code first to problem first is non negotiable. Simple thing, friends. Suppose you are a senior member, need to understand the client requirements, and you are able to convert those particular requirements into the business problem. And if you are disseminating that business problem into the team of the people here, data science team is not a silo team, friends. Data science team is having some sort of the, starting from the statisticians, okay, and as well as the data scientist, data engineers, all these members would be there. Okay, so this is a kind of the team where all these particular team members coordinate and conclude on the kind of the outcome. So as a senior member or the member of the team, you need to understand the kind of the approach. Okay, what exactly the stat playing a vital role, and how this particular stat helps the members to get the insights of the data. So now your approach is, it's not only code, but you need to understand the in-depth insight of that particular problem, and you should be able to disseminate that particular problem to your team members. Most importantly, friends, this is you might have heard about data storytelling and visualization. Now, coding, if you see, I would say most of the developers, you might have realized recently one big MNC announced that 30 or 40 percentage of the code written by artificial intelligence, maybe in terms of prompts, or they might be having some kind of approach to write the automated code. So coding earlier is having charm, now also, friend, don't, that's not, there is no differentiation, but only the point is there are certain alternatives for the coding. But storytelling is something like, your insights are only valuable if they are understood. Companies love data scientists who can present insights in simple and impactful ways. Suppose why this particular quarter sales are not that great, and why this particular quarter we are having more sales. So suppose if I am saying quarter 1 sales are less and quarter 3 sales are great. Okay, so in that particular case, friends, obviously you need to verify why that particular dip happened or why that raise happened. All these kind of the conventions you need to explain. So the way you need to explain to the client should be in a most impressive way. And here the point is, friends, here I need to see, while explaining something, I should make use of why I am using this particular pointer is to communicate with you. The session should be interactive, no, obviously. While reading this while watching this particular video, you should feel that I am directly we are interacting with people. So like Tableau, Power BI, or even storytelling frameworks to convey the impact in a most effective way. So obviously I'll be covering this Tableau, Power BI, or storytelling frameworks in our discussions. Okay, you will be learning all these things, friends. And you must understand the domain. Most importantly, suppose as I said, maybe you are a student, or you are from the banking domain, you are from retail, or you are from insurance. We'll take all possible domain examples so that you can able to uh, get the appropriate approach of understanding the domain, and as well as how do we connect that particular dots of learning the things. So here finance, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, every domain has its own data language. Learn the business, not just the algorithm. So that's what I said. The business problems are everywhere in the world, and you should be able to solve the business problems. And data wrangling, friends, here wrangling in the sense collection of the data, cleaning of the data, and preparing of the data. And if you are able to manage, okay, the kind of the approach, then obviously, friends, you can able to handle the convention. Like suppose collection of the data means, suppose sales data, your sales data is there, and then data comes in all shapes, no, always. Suppose if the data is containing some null values, sometimes we may have some kind of the missing values. So for all these kind of the conventions, we need to observe that how to clean the data and how we need to prepare the data according to the requirements. Okay, so this is 70 percentage of my team or anybody's team. As a data scientist, we need to spend most of the time in the collection of the data, and as well as the cleaning of the data and preparing the data. And another important aspect is, friends, suppose earlier while I am interviewing the people, I'll give them some kind of the problem statement, and I ask them to open the Jupyter notebook. Okay, don't worry, friends, if you are not knowing about Jupyter notebook, it is a kind of the IDE where I can like your C++ editor is there, no? Like that we are having some kind of navigator, Anaconda navigator, uh, okay, which provides us some sort of the Jupyter notebooks. This particular notebooks allows us to code, and which is already having some set of the packages, so that it helps us to create the problems and to create the solutions, and to solve the problems actually, okay, with the coding. So if you are referencing the Jupyter notebooks for enough earlier, but now you must know how to work in the real world environment. Like if you consider the, as I said, no, okay, if you are able to observe all these kind of aspects, suppose if I am working with some kind of the team, that particular team is having all the subject matter experts, statisticians, and data analyst and data scientist, all these kind of the approach. Now you need to understand that if you consider the kind of the approach, I'm having the cloud, AWS I'm having, GCP I'm having, Azure I'm having, okay, AWS, Amazon provider, okay, Amazon, GCP of course Google, and Azure Microsoft. And each of these things are having their own approach for the deployment. Deployment in the sense, friends, whatever the model means algorithm plus data, like that you understand for now. Okay, algorithm, code plus data. Okay, this is actually the model, and this model I need to give to the client. Okay, I need not give the entire things what I have developed. So just this particular model deployment, either I can deploy in AWS or GCP or Azure. So for this I am having some sort of interfaces, APIs and Docker, Kubernetes, like that different tools will be having. Subsequently we'll see that. So what I am trying to say here is, friends, earlier, with your coding capabilities, we recruited the people, but now we are expecting the overall development. Okay, so that's what I thought of starting this particular course, because whatever the expectation from the companies, if I'm able to give to you, so that it becomes easy for you to crack the interviews and getting into the best role. And soft skills, friends, most importantly, suppose the client is there, a client is assume that IQVIA, which is a pharma client, and I am putting you as a client facing member. You need to give the presentation. Assume that you need to give the presentation. So in this particular case, okay, client may not be technical, and you need to give him the approach, like what exactly you are doing and how you are managing the things. That is most important aspect. So the idea here is, friends, how do you convey, okay, the kind of the approach to the client is most important. So curiosity, communication, teamwork, and adaptability, these are all the real important aspects, okay, where you can get the visibility and as well as liked by the clients or your manager or your company, whichever. Okay, so one thing is simple. Your technical skills are definitely important, and apart from that, your storytelling capabilities and as well as your approach, how do you work with the other team members and how you manage the adaptability, communication, curiosity, all these are important aspects. And finally, before closing this particular thing, I want to give you how do you build your portfolio. Portfolio means some sort of resume, I can say resume or LinkedIn profile or whichever the way. So before interacting with any of the, before applying to any of the job, you should have your resume, obviously, and your social media presence is most important, friend, because while working with companies, you learn a lot, and you need not reveal what exactly the data set or what approach you followed, but that experience in a summary you can project, because how many problems are, because I'm getting thousands together if I'm publishing a data scientist role, and even for me it is very difficult to filter the people, so that I just go to their GitHub account, which is of course the showcasing of their particular projects and all the kind of works they have done so far, or else I simply get the understanding of their LinkedIn post, okay, whether how much technical and functional they are, and how they are interacting with the other network of the people. So here the approach is, friends, earlier only through resume and their technical skills we used to recruit, but now we are seeing a member who can help us in understanding the client and solve the problems. So management of that particular thing and maintenance of this particular project with a repository kind of thing, all these things is most important, and certain platforms are there, friends, Kaggle and all these things, that is also good to have. Okay, example projects, to mention customer chain prediction for an e-commerce brand, or else sentiment analysis, or else fraud detection pipeline with explainable AI. Such examples if you can able to showcase, okay, then definitely chances are more to um, enter into the genre of the data scientist or data engineer or machine learning engineer. So finally, just I'm announcing this call to action, friends. If you are ready to transform from a coder to the business savvy, like data scientist, that definitely this course is for you only, friends. Over the next few weeks, we will notify only learning ML algorithm, but also build a job-winning portfolio, practice real-world case studies, and think like a consultant. So help me, friends, by subscribing or join the course, and let's build your data science career in the right way. Okay. So meet you in the next session, friends. Okay. Thank you.